Assalamu alaikum everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. This is Azam with Investify.com. And real quick, let me just do our weekly analysis here. So the first thing is that we're looking at the S&P 500. And as we can see, the highest the S&P 500 has gone is $240.32. And last week it closed at $239.70. So I am assuming that it will continue going up. But if it doesn't, there's a good chance that it will probably drop back down close to $233, $232 range. But for now, there's a very high probability that it will continue rising. That being said, let's take a look at the dollar index. And the dollar index has been in a downtrend, and I think that this might continue all the way down near the $98 range, but we will be monitoring this. Let's take a look at the gold. Gold has been dropping for a third week in a row, or second week at least, and we might anticipate that it might continue dropping till the near 112 range. So we will see how the week starts for gold. And for silver, as we can see, it's already been dropping. It's near the $15 range, from where it can continue to go back up or turn back up, or it might continue to drop even more into the $14 range. So again, we will be looking at that and see how the commodities play. That being said, let's take a look at the upcoming potential trade alerts that we might be sending. So the first one is Coach. Now Coach is interesting. It's been in a bit of an uptrend. It had a drop for a few weeks, and then last week it shot up by over 8% to near its 3-year high, which is $44. So if this coming week Coach breaks above this $44 range, it can continue to go in the 49s and even 50. So we will be looking at this. We might be looking for a little bit of a pullback on the price to buy in at a better range, but in my opinion that this is technically a buy. So I will keep you guys posted whenever we decide to purchase Coach. The second trade is MGA, which is Magna International. I am probably looking to buy this above $43.20 range, so 25 range. And this was also one of the stocks that one of the brothers in the community in the courses had requested to find out if it is Sharia compliant. As a side note, when we're trading stocks that are Sharia compliant or for companies that are socially responsible, we look at a few things. We look at what their debt to equity ratio is. It has to be it has to be very low, number one. Number two, what is the market cap of a company like that? Is there liquidity in the stock? What's the industry? We don't deal with industries that are in pork, alcohol, gambling, defense. And another thing that we look at is how is the income coming, or how much of the income is coming from interests. So these are certain parameters that we do look at when we're looking for these Sharia compliant stocks and socially responsible companies that are not always readily available in stock screeners platforms. We have to use unique proprietary platforms to create and then do some more SEC filings research that our Sheikh Brother Joe does for us. Okay, so Magna is another one. SPNC is another one, and I'm probably going to look at buying it above $30.20. ABC, I might be looking to buy this near $89.30. Ethan Allen, probably above $32. KSU is technically a buy, so I'm just going to see how it reflects next week, and we might purchase it with a stop near the $86 range, 86.4 range. ITT, we're looking to buy this, but probably above $42.78. CRI is a buy, but I have to see it go above 93.6. Century Aluminum, we're probably Looks like it might be in a bit of a downtrend, but I would look to buy it above $15. So we'll keep you posted with that. Dick's Sporting Goods, we'll be looking to buy it above $52.36. That there's potential for it to go near a good 7 to 10%. NLS, Nautilus, is actually a buy, but we're going to try to look back for a little bit of tracing, pull back to near the $18.90-$19 range, and we would probably put our stops near $17.40. ELGX is one of the stocks that you can look at. We're looking to buy it near $7.71 with a stop loss near $6.84. So probably risking 87 cents per share. PSX looking to buy around 81 with a $78 stop loss, about $3 a share risk. CVS looking to buy near $83.35 with $78.89. And finally, LPSN, which I do believe is a buy, but I need a little bit more confirmation. So we might look to buy it at around $7.70 with a stop near $7 and just see how this progresses. Now, another note that I want to make sure is that, as you can see, over the last couple of weeks, we've taken about 6 or 7 positions. And this coming week, we're adding on to our portfolio. One of the things that I had said earlier was to risk 1% per position. So meaning if you have a $1,000 account, you only risk $10 per stock, per position we're taking. So how do you measure that? So let's take a look at LPSN. Let's just say tomorrow the stock opens and it goes to $7.70 and you're able to buy it at $7.70. And then you put a stop loss at $6.93. So that is about 87 cents a share. Now, if you had a $1,000 account, you can only risk $10. So your risk is 87 cents a share. So technically, you would probably end up buying 11 or 12 shares of this company, and so on and so forth. But here's the real thing. As time progresses, our list is going to get bigger based on the stocks that are Sharia compliant, that are for socially responsible companies, and that meet our technical requirements and have potential for massive upside. So today you might have 10 stocks on your list. Tomorrow you'll have 20. The day after you might have 50. What do you do in that case? In that case, look at all of it. You have to rebalance your portfolio, and we will be helping you along the way with that. So instead of risking 50% or 1% per trade, you would be risking around 0.5%. So your risk is going to be very, very, very little per position. And that's really the key to success in long-term investments, that you're not putting all your money in just an Apple stock or a Google stock, but you're diversifying it across so many stocks with very little risk per position. Some stocks like AMD might not work, what happened with us. And so it's best when they don't work, you only lose a little bit. But there could be stocks like XPO or Serapita that just shoot up, and you can make 3, 4, 5, even 10 times your little 0.5% investment. And that's how we trade here. We take a very analytical approach. And to us, numbers matter, because, what matters the most is looking at this as a business. This is a long-term thing. So you will have certain days when stocks might not work in your favor. But then in the long run, our goal is to make, phenomenal returns. And that's the approach we take. So it's very important for us to be very disciplined when we want to buy something, when we want to get out of it, what is our risk measured to be, because the less you risk, let me just give you an example. Let's just say you have a $100,000 account and you decide to buy $100,000 worth stocks in Apple. Now Apple drops all of a sudden 10%. You just technically lost $10,000 on that position, and who knows when it might go back up. But on a $100,000 account, if you were risking only $500, maybe 0.5% on Apple, okay, that's a $500 loss, okay, right? So it's not as bad as losing $10,000. And that's what I'm trying to say here is that you will have positions from time to time that will be losers, and we try to cut our losses as soon as possible, and we focus on the long term, the upside. Okay, how much are we making on our winners? And that's where it's important. That's why it is so important to risk little, because even that takes an emotional toll on individuals that are investing in the stock market, because they have so much invested on any one position that they're so guaranteed that they're like, okay, you know what, we're sure it's going to make money. But that doesn't happen all the time. You cannot guarantee on any stocks, and we cannot guarantee that either. But we work with a analytical model that we have that has a very high probability of success, and we want that to work for us and for you guys. So as time progresses, there will be more stocks that will be adding to your list, and we will be managing each and every single one of them. We'll be telling you when we are closing those positions on our account, so you should look into closing it, and if they're losing, or what we're going to do if they're moving in a positive direction. But the key is that you limit your risk. You risk only a little bit per position. All right, guys, that was a little bit of a rant, but it's important to always keep our risks in mind, because think of this as a business. So it's very, very important that we keep it all calculated. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. If you want us to look over any stocks, send them towards us once a week, and we will look over them, and we will try to do some research for you. If you want them to be known as socially responsible companies or Sharia compliant, feel free. We will inshallah do analysis on our end. So anything else, guys, feel free to contact us. Thank you once again for everything. Have a wonderful evening. Assalamu alaikum.